Welcome, low ego action heroes. This is Debbie Levitt from DeltaCX.com. We're a full service CX and UX consultancy. Check us out. And hi, I'm back from vacation. So, like anybody else who went on vacation, I had a little bit of fun and I put on a little bit of weight. I hope you've all been well and healthy, safe, and doing good CX and UX work while I was gone. I missed all of you, so I'm happy to be back. And today is a reaction stream in the new old format where we're going to do 4 things. And funny enough, I only got 4 things from y'all. So that's going to be easy to pick. Hello, Charlene. So happy to see you. And I am cold, so I'm wearing my sweatshirt and my little neck scarf thing. I'm having a hot decaf. How about all y'all? So let's, also I, at the advice of my boyfriend, I treated myself to a little something on the road in my vacation. I think you'll all appreciate. And scene. So physical clapboard to go with my digital clapboard. So very excited about my new prop. So let's take a look at what we've got queued up. We've only got 4 things, so I'm hoping this stream will only run about 15 or 20 minutes, and we can then all get on out of here since there's only so much ranting we want on a Friday. Okay, let's press all the buttons I need to press to share my screen. Okay, you should be seeing my screen now. You've got me, the tip jar, and the chat room. And let me throw this up on the screen. Don't forget that anything you're going to ask me, you'll probably find here, deltacx.com/links. How to enter the giveaway, how to sign up for my Acture classes. Hello, Glenn. How to, what else? What else is there? How to send stuff for the reaction stream. If you have anything you want to know, it's there. So head over to deltacx.com/links. Oh, and of course, a quick thank you to everybody who is supporting the channel. I cannot see what's on the screen right now. So your same names as usual. So thank you very much to the people who financially support the channel. It is completely optional, but certainly welcome. Oh, that reminds me, we have to do a November charity donation. I've decided to give to the Trevor Project, but I could not donate from my phone because their UX was so terrible. So I will make sure we donate $50 to them this weekend. Hi, Tango Studios. How have you been? It's Catherine, right? How have you been? All right. So I got 4 things this week, and we're going to go through them quickly because, as usual, if you put on your critical thinking hat, you know what I'm going to say about these. So we got a UX Planet Medium article. It's from February, so it's almost a year old. It's from somebody I am not familiar with, so I can't say anything good or bad. Oh no, Catherine, you had COVID? Yikes, everybody, please be careful. Or sometimes, you know, being careful is, you know, you can be careful and get it anyway, but be careful anyway. So this guy, of course, has a totally clickbait title, 3 to 5 years of experience is bullshit. Now, of course, the funny thing about this is that once you have 3 to 5 years of experience, you are so excited. You are so proud. You can now get that mid-level job, maybe a senior level job, and you are so proud to wear that 3 to 5 years of experience. You are looking for jobs that ask for it. And this is obviously something that's meant to be clickbaity to the people with fewer than 3 to 5 years experience. And so they're claiming jobs don't care if you have less than 3 to 5 years of experience. I think we would, if you're watching this channel, you probably disagree with that. You've probably found that ATS systems auto-reject your resume. How many of you have gotten rejections within what seemed like hours of applying? Yes, even I have. Recruiters or in-house HR people who are looking at your resume and looking for certain buzzwords or amounts of experience or degrees are just going to reject you out of hand. So I don't agree with this person. And in fact, I didn't agree with anything this article said, and you probably knew that, and that's why you sent it. And they're just claiming if you can if you can show how you solve problems, 3 to 5 years of experience doesn't matter. I know 3 to 5 years of experience matters because I mentor and coach a lot of you. And I mentor and coach people who are totally new to UX and just learning it now. And I coach people who are managers and leaders. there is a big difference between someone who is in their first or second year of real UX work and third, fourth, and fifth year. There is a difference, and I know why employers are looking for those 3 to 5 years. We can't blame them. Ultimately, this person is claiming you should just apply for these jobs anyway and just do it. And I disagree. And in fact, I did an episode on this really a long time ago, almost 2 years ago, episode 15, way back in the live stream podcasts playlist, or you can just go to YouTube and type in Delta CX job stretch, since those are keywords in the title. It'll come right up. It's back when I recorded it in my booth using Zoom before I got all my cool tools. And basically I made this slide and basically I talked about if a job is a little bit out of your league, you've got 1 year of experience and they're asking for 3. Should you still apply? And it's an hour-long show, and I talked about where I think you should try to apply and where I think you're probably not going to meet what the employer wants. Ultimately, you have to meet what the employer wants, as this slide says. So I disagree with that article, and I think it's poop. So let's move on. No dogs for him. All right, next, someone sent me a screenshot from Reddit that says from UX Design. I don't recognize any of these names, so I don't know who these people are. Can't say anything good or bad about the people. But it says, you know what grinds my gears? The whole paradigm that UX research is a science. UX research shouldn't be mystified and obscured by quasi-scientific language. Okay, so there's a couple of things going on here. Certainly, it's someone who is on the wrong side of the UX civil war and is trying to say that we shouldn't use our own industry terms and we shouldn't use real or semi-scientific language for what we do. And they don't like that UX research might be a science. So this person is probably not a UX researcher or probably not someone who has studied UX research extensively, because I don't think they would be in such a rush to dilute it and to remove its scientific nature if they were. That's just a guess. I couldn't tell you. And then someone else says, yeah, I read lengthy and overcomplicated articles trying to teach some concept and I don't get it. Okay, well, first of all, maybe you need to spend more time learning. And second of all, maybe you're reading some badly written articles. I mean, let's face it, Medium is full of badly written articles by people who sometimes don't know what they're doing. So don't feel badly if you don't get it. But that doesn't mean that UX or UX research isn't scientific. You know, I think that there's like some really bad logical fallacies happening in this Reddit post. And again, if you use your critical thinking, you don't have to send this to me because you know that there are logical fallacies here. And then of course, this person decided to go for the snark and say, well, if everyone understood design, then anyone could do it and it would come to my TED Talk. So the idea there, the gaslighting there is, if everybody understands design, then we can all do it, and who will put me on a pedestal? And of course, there's so many logical fallacies in that one sentence. It's hard to attack all of them in a short amount of time, but if everyone understands design, that doesn't mean that anyone can do it. So right away, that is just a false syllogism right there. It's not P implies Q. It's not if people understood UX and design better, whether we used technical language or we didn't, then anyone would be able to do it. Many people would still be terrible at it, and that wouldn't change. So this person starts with a false setup and then ends it with snark, and I'm not impressed. So, and the person who sent this to me downvoted all of these. So you don't need, you can see it right there. You don't have to send this to me. You have critical thinking. You know this stuff is crap. These people aren't going to be our friends. I hope they'll come to the channel and wake up and realize that the more that they push the idea that UX isn't specialized or isn't scientific or things like that, the more they undo their own jobs. Because we will continue to have product managers who say they can do UX, engineers who can say they do UX, marketers who can say they do UX. Congratulations to the people on the screen. You are helping more of us not get jobs and have worse jobs. Thank you. You're part of the problem. Enjoy. Okay, so someone sent me this article, and again, I don't know why, because with critical thinking, maybe with critical thinking there wouldn't be a reaction stream, but really, I don't even know what this person is trying to say. I've read this twice now, and it sounds like pseudo thought leadership, but it's emphasis on the pseudo. I really couldn't, when I look at these articles, many of you know I'm looking for something that's meaningful, actionable, and helpful. I want to read an article or watch a video or whatever it is and walk away and go, oh, yeah, that's what I need to do. That's what I need to try. Or yes, that is a conversation I will bring up with my management. There's got to be the doing, the call to action. We build them on pages and screens all damn day. Yet in so many articles, I feel like those are missing. And when I coach people on writing, that's one thing I remind them. So this person starts out by basically pooping on mentoring. Ooh, images of Yoda, and it's a romantic vision of mentoring. And hey, a mentor is really just someone who answers a lot of questions. That's it. It's not cinematic. And again, this is where you have to have your critical thinking hat on, because the question is, who said it was cinematic? Who are you answering to right now? Nobody said mentoring was cinematic, so you don't have to undo this. Brian's like, I like that they essentially cite movie characters. Yeah, these are movie characters, and I guess they are mentor figures in the movies they're from, but none of us are claiming to be Yoda or Gandalf. Hey, Darren, good to see you. How have you been? I'm back from vacation. I hope you are too. For companies and programs trying to set up mentorship program, try setting up a program that matches people who have questions with people who could answer them. We've got a phrase in Italian that I think really matches this sentence right now. Honey, would you like to join me in saying grazie al cazzo? Thank you. This actually says, for companies trying to set up mentorship programs, try setting up a program that matches people who have questions with people who could answer them.
Oh, that's a good idea.
That is a good idea. What would we have done without this? Wow. Hey, Sophie. Darren says, who wrote this? I don't know. It's a website called Stay Sassy. I don't see a name on it. Maybe about? We head the product and engineering teams at an enterprise SaaS company. The two of us began our careers. We'll never know. We don't know. Unknown. So unknown people wrote this. And so stop worrying about mentors and mentorship and mentoring. Who was worrying about it? I mean, even if you feel worried about it, just keep trying to find a mentor that matches you or a coach that matches you. So, yeah, Darren says no transparency, huge red flag. I agree. So, I don't know why y'all send me these things. You know they're ridiculous, but, this one goes in the bucket of if you're hungry, eat food. Because it's like, if you would like a mentoring program, find people who can answer people's questions. Yeah. And Brian says, unknown people with an agenda. I guess so. And they're very excited about how much money they appear to have made. Okay. Did you help any users? Okay. And finally, our fourth and final for today is sadly, Dovetail wrote an article about Jared Spool. Now, if those of you were following some of my adventures on LinkedIn this week, or in the past week, you would know that I had quite an interesting collision with Jared Spool. Someone had interviewed Jared Spool for their podcast, their video podcast, and Spool had actually stolen something I had said nearly word for word. And thanks to the always beautiful and fantastic Madeline, who is a low ego action hero, she actually remembered which of my 400 hours of video I had said that in. I'm going to send her quite the Christmas present. So we have the receipts. And as usual, Spool stole from me. And that was my response under the LinkedIn post that he is just shameless and keeps stealing from me. We've caught him stealing from Larry Marine, nearly word for word each time. And you want to know the best part? Spool pressed like on my comment. That's right. I commented saying this guy shamelessly steals from me and others, and he pressed like on it. Yeah, Darren said he told me he likes my podcast. I immediately began to worry. You should. Chances are the stuff that I mean, how many of you know about my, you can find it over, where's my graphic? Over on deltacx.com/links, you'll find a link to my 8-hour video training for HR recruiters and hiring managers called Attracting and Retaining CX and UX Talent. And Spool now has a webinar he does called Attracting something something UX Talent. Now, I haven't watched it because I can't watch this guy. I just can't. He's just awful. He's just an awful human being, and he's lucky I'm calling him a human being. So yeah, someone else posted to LinkedIn recently. Jared Spool said he liked my podcast or whatever, and I wrote to the guy privately and I said, prepare to be stolen from. And so I also think it's really funny here that the big soundbite from this article is, democratizing is such a funny word. So this is Jared Spool's opinion on democratizing research. Now, as you look through this, I want to remind you of something, and that is, from what I have seen so far, Spool will say anything that makes him money. When he thought praying to the gods of Agile would make him money, he came out with a whole, here's how UX needs to change for Agile webinar. And then when I pooped on that in one of my shows, magically, now he has a webinar about how Agile needs to change for us. Amazing. Where did he get that? Darren says 1 minute he shoots down democratization. The next he says everyone is a designer. Exactly. Spool is the #1 proponent of everyone is a designer, and we have to help them be better designers. So F that, y'all. So basically, if you find this article and you look through it, the amazing thing is Spool actually plays both sides of the fence. He actually just says yeah, democratization and no democratization. And then he also makes a fake, is it straw man? Is that the right word? He claims, when we talk about democratizing research, we treat the research as the end goal. It's not the end goal. Research is a practice we use to get a shared understanding of what the problem is. The democratization movement rarely talks about. It talks about giving people access to tools that allow them to conduct certain kinds of research. Says Spool on the website of a tool that hopes that people will conduct research. But what did Spool even say there? So again, with critical thinking hat on, we have to go past the charisma that Spool has and say, what did he just say? I think that was word soup. Brian says, this is funny to walk into as a newer person. Every field has their influencer wannabes. Wow. Yeah, hi, Brian. If you're a newer person, welcome to the Delta CX channel. Sophie says, unfortunately, Jared's flying on such an aura that he's no longer facing the realities of the industry. He also does very little to no client work these days. It's all his school. Yeah, I've been telling people, stop taking advice from people not doing the work. We looked, was it on this channel? Was it last time where we saw something from IDF, and one of the leaders of IDF had written the course and she hadn't done UX work since 2010. So I was like, maybe not. So ultimately, you can read this article if you'd like, but Spool basically says a lot of nothing as usual. And he says yes and no. Whenever I hear people talk about democratizing research, what they're really saying is they want people to do the parts of research they don't like to do and keep the rest of it for themselves. That's not true. I've never heard that, so I don't know who's talking to Spool, but we've also learned that Spool and I have completely different audiences. If there were overlap in the Spool and Debbie and Delta CX audiences, there'd be more people completely outraged by how much stuff Spool is stealing from me and from Larry, because you'd hear it on this show first, and you'd hear it 3 months later from Jared nearly word for word. So ultimately, Spool is not worth spending any time on at all. And yeah, ultimately, this article says nothing. Spool says nothing. And you can tell that because they're leading with democratizing is a funny word. No, it's not. Neither is plagiarism. So done, and done. And I can't wait for Spool to retire because he's just garbage. Oh, Glenn says verbal copy and paste. He's bad. So that is technically it for the reaction stream. Let's see, what button do I have to press to Go back to a giant picture of me. Do we still have power? We're running all the heaters in the house, and I think I'm going to blow my own power. So we're going to wrap it up. The reaction stream is going to go back to about a 15 or 20-minute version. We're going to do 4 every Friday. And thanks, Sophie. I'm good. Yeah, I know. It's our first day back from vacation, and we're just freezing in here, just running all the heat. So I'm going to play us out of here. But first, let me give you a quick hint of what's coming up on the channel, since, of course, with holidays coming up, we do have a bit of an altered schedule. So taking a look at the schedule, Monday is going to be Think Out Loud. I'm going to do those most Mondays for the foreseeable future. And that is where it's got its own playlist. Check out Think Out Loud playlist. That's where I'm doing realistic work live and talking through it, so that you can learn how we do things. I think too many people are teaching UX by saying, yeah, here's some templates and here's some inputs. And wow, look, then we did this thing. Well, hold on. How did we get there? So that's what Think Out Loud is. And that's going to be nearly every Monday. That's going to be the new schedule for the channel. Tuesday is going to be Office Hours Ask Me Anything, always at 6:30 p.m. Italy time. Wednesdays are going to be our Slack monthly networkings, our interviews, our micro lessons, and kind of everything else. So those are going to be a mix of different things on Wednesdays, sometimes Thursdays. Thursdays I'll usually take off, and Friday will be short reaction stream. So that's going to be that. And then let's see, we do have some special guests coming up. We do have Darren and Dr. Nick, who are going to be joining for a special Friday version of Office Hours Ask Us Anything on Friday, December 17. It's our holiday present to you. Let's see. I think someone is joining me somewhere for an office hours, but I'm having trouble finding it in my calendar right now. Nope, can't find it. Oh, we did just book a January one, January 19. Do y'all remember January of this year when we had Stephanie and Ben come on and snarkily poop on all of these articles with UX trends? We're going to do that again on the 19th, especially that ridiculous State of UX article that came out that claims to be about trends. Oh my God. We're going to rip that one to pieces. We also added a micro lesson with Larry Marine on December 15. This one was by request. So if you are watching, I'm crossing it off the list because I'm delivering it to you. Someone asked for a micro lesson on prioritization. So Larry is going to whip that up and join us on Wednesday the 15th. Tango says, is there a schedule somewhere? Yes. Thank you for asking. If you go to deltacx.com/links, one of the links on that page is our events page. It's a Google Calendar with all of the upcoming streams, and you can just add that to your Google Calendar if you would like. So go to the links page, then follow the events link. So yes, there is an event. You can always go there. It is always fresh and accurate. I'm also teaching Axure the weekend after next. You can go to that link if you want to sign up. It's only $75 for a 2-day course. I'm doing one in December and one in January. And that's mostly that. So let's see. Yeah, Think Out Loud, Ask Me Anything. I'll probably, don't forget the 20th. December 20th, we're going to have super special guest, this guy. My boyfriend, Pier Mario, a WordPress guru, is going to be, I'm calling him guru, specialist, genius. He's going to be live teaching everybody how to build their online portfolio using WordPress.org on your own domain. Don't buy WordPress.com. It's overpriced. He's going to show you how to build your portfolio using Gutenberg, which is WordPress's built-in editor, and I think the Generate Press plugin. So if you'd like to learn how to build your own portfolio in WordPress, come on and ask your questions live. Last time he did it was about 2 hours, so it is going to be a long lesson, but hey, it's free. And he's also going to be a guest. You're also a guest again, honey. Do you remember when? Tuesday the 28th. He's going to be a special guest on Tuesday the 28th, Office Hours Ask Me and my boyfriend anything, because we are celebrating passing 3,000 subscribers on the channel. Thanks to everybody who has subscribed. And if you'd like to help out the channel, please tell more people about it. That's a number one thing I would ask for you. I would say subscribe and please tell people about the channel. and my power is beeping. So let's play us out of here. And I think my lights are flashing. My lights are flashing, right?
Yeah.
My lights are flashing. We're draining a little bit too much power today. All right, Brian says, sounds like really good info with these sessions. Thanks. Thanks to you, Brian. If you're new here, welcome. Please subscribe. And yeah, we've got a ton of content. I'm usually live 4 times a week for an hour each, and it's all archived on the YouTube channel. It's all free. We donate the ad revenue to charities each month. And I do keep the super chat, super stickers, and tips, but I usually reinvest them in the channel, and sometimes I buy chocolate chips. So I'm not in this for the money, but the money is certainly appreciated. So that is it from me. Thanks to everybody, and I will catch you on Monday with a Think Out Loud session. Be well, be safe, be healthy, and I will catch you soon. Thanks. Customer centricity as business intelligence. Visit deltacx.com to learn why we are